Hope that you're having an awesome day. My name is Robin. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I have a product line that used to be called Be Pure Natural Products, and now I'm shifting over to just Robin's Healing. So if you're only following me because of products, you might want to come over to my Robin's Healing profile on Facebook. So add me as a friend. I'm currently only working with females. And also, please make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel because I'm going to be doing a lot more work on there as well. And then I have my Facebook business page. So you might have caught my live last night where I did some card pulls. And I was just sorting out what times would be best to schedule card readings as well for people. And as well, you can go to robinshealing.com, of course, and check out what I am offering that way. I do a combination of all of my services, so I don't just do readings. I'll often do theta healing as well as Reiki healing and crystal healing. Again, products kind of fit into that as well as I'm starting to get deeper into that. Okay. So we have 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st. That's what I'm feeling called into, and a theme card, okay? And over on my Robin's Healing business page, I'm going to be doing a weekend reading as well. We are getting a snowstorm here later on today, so a lot of people are preparing for that. And of course, Mercury retrograde, as I'm doing this on the 14th, starts today, and it's my 5-year anniversary, which is also very exciting for me. So first thing I encourage you to do is just take a deep cleansing breath. I do feel like this is going to be a heavy, heavy week. The 17th, as we start off the week, is actually under a full moon. So underneath my YouTube channel at 7 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, I'm going to be doing a full moon ritual. So if you'd like to join me for that, please, again, make sure that you're underneath my YouTube. So say hello if you're watching. So as I was saying, take a deep cleansing breath. It's going to be a bit of a heavy week starting off with a full moon, okay? Especially Mercury retrograde. So we have the action card, and this is our theme for the week. So what we can expect is focusing a little bit more on our physical activity. So if you're a person like me, sometimes you don't like to get out when it's cold. You might want to like snuggle into a blanket, have a tea or hot chocolate, something like that. But we're being encouraged to get outside a bit more. I feel like this grounding, fresh air aspect is going to be really, really helpful for our confidence and also just grounding ourselves, okay? So that's going to be super, super important. And I think by getting outside, it's just going to reconnect you and naturally balance you, which essentially is also going to bring you more joy and therefore abundance, okay? So let's go in specifically into the 17th, 5 of Pentacles, isolation. We're actually going into level 3 here tonight. So that brings us into single household. So isolation definitely makes sense for me. And I kind of get, as we were talking about here, that it's about having more fun, right? When we get outside, we'll start to feel better. It allows us to have more fun. I'm kind of getting that the way that you feel, however your emotions are feeling, are going to dictate kind of how your day is going to be, how your evening is going to be, okay? So it's really important that you're starting to already tune into this full moon and how it's affecting you already, okay, on the 14th. Because typically, if you're sensitive, you're already starting to feel the energy of maybe what you need to release or what you need to cleanse. So if you start doing this early and start working on yourself, doing your daily practices or rituals, removing some of the heaviness, replacing it with positive energy, drinking lots of water, I think you're going to find that you're able to tap in a bit more as to what's bothering you on Monday. However, if you're not doing that ahead of time, you might find that your emotions get the best of you, okay? So you could easily get down, so we want to keep raising our vibration. And nobody's saying hi, so I'll keep going. The 18th, okay? Uncertainty. As I said, you can feel the energy of the week. So this is someone who isn't kind of looking at things as clearly as they could be, okay? And so what you're being encouraged to do is really step forward into the light. So into the light means step forward in terms of what do I need to look at? What do I need to deal with within myself? So typically around full moons, we do a little bit of shadow work, and that's what you're being encouraged to do is look at yourself and what you need to change in order to help yourself grow and experience life on a deeper level. So compassion is going to be really, really, really important on Tuesday, okay? I just sense a lot of activity. Hi, Melissa, and hi, Nancy. Thanks so much for tuning in. And please make sure that you've watched my other weeklies, my monthlies. All your astrological sign readings are also up for January, and then I'll be soon getting my February ones out. So we have the celebration card on the 19th. That's actually my mom's birthday. Monday is my fiance's birthday, so lots of birthdays for me, and our anniversary today. So lots of celebratory energy for me. But I feel like what's coming through here is don't work too hard. Okay, so what happens sometimes as we're shifting, we're growing, is we keep doing our everyday stuff. That was actually in my daily reading underneath YouTube today for the 14th. So it's reminding yourself, if you want to change, then you have to change up your routines. Okay, you can't keep doing the same old thing and expect the same results. I'm pretty sure that's the definition of insanity. So as you open up to clearing and cleansing and releasing and receiving healing, again, that was a lot of today's energy. You're going to find on Wednesday that you're learning to relax and feel more calm. However, if you're one of those people that hasn't done the work, you're going to find that you might be overspending a bit because you're not really connecting into what is really important in your heart. So there might be some forgiveness work for certain people coming up on Wednesday. Okay, so again, it's very fluctuating depending on the people watching. I need a reading. I have no idea where my life is going. Anxiety and depression. Okay, so you can go into robinsealing.com and book online that way. I'll put it in the comments as well. And also you can tune in underneath the full moon at 7 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. So that's Monday underneath my YouTube channel. And we can release some of this together in a group setting, okay? So we have the 20th here, Thursday. So I'm feeling a lot of energy in my chest and in my back, a lot of emotions. So what you're going to be finding around this time is it's about balancing your yin and your yang. Some people say yin and yang in yoga. And so yin is very much like when we just go inward and we hold ourselves, we nurture ourselves, right? And around full moons, typically that's what we're doing as we're going through some of these growing pains and obstacles. But then as we shift out of this energy, as we come into a place where we're kind of letting go, letting new come in, it's also really important, as I said, as our theme card, to be getting outside and moving our bodies and getting the fresh air and cleansing that way and grounding. Thursday, you're going to find that it's super important as well that you're raising your vibration, okay? So what are some ways that we can raise our vibration? Feel free to share. I know you guys know, but I want to see kind of like what your insight is. That would be great. Instead of me doing all the talking. What do you do to raise your vibration? Love to hear. Thanks, Sherry says. You're welcome. No problem. So for me, a couple ways that I raise my vibration is by using like my cleansing spray. This has Palo Santo and sage in it, right? And it also has a rose quartz crystal there as well. So crystal healing is a fabulous way that we can just take some time, do some grounding. I'm going inward, absolutely. But when it comes to the being more active and being more even like hyper in a good way, is the Palo Santo in the cleansing spray is more on that being extra positive, really focusing on health. So I can't help but feel like health is going to be a really big priority throughout our week, especially on Thursday. So if it's getting involved in an exercise regime, doing yoga classes with me when I'm offering them. I offer them based on interest, so if there's a class that you like, let me know. And same thing, it's really helpful when I know people's schedules and times, okay? Same thing, guys, if you like these live readings, let me know what time and even days work best for you so I can start scheduling some of those in, all right? So Friday, the Hierophant. So let's see what people said about raising their vibration. Nobody said anything about raising their vibration. Okay, so that might mean that you don't know how or you just don't want to share. That's okay. So blessings are coming up here because this is about getting outside of ourselves, all right? So on the 21st, you're going to be reaching outside for either external resources, external support. or you might be the one doing some of those offerings for other people. Every Friday, I do my weeklies, so that's something I'm offering for people to take advantage of just participating in things like this. But it's really the word support is coming through the strongest. Really make sure that you're letting go of fears this week, that you're letting go of things that are affecting your nervous system, things like that. So, of course, um, you can reach out to me, as I already said. Also, when it comes to my products, I have like tons of crystals. So if you're not into crystals and you're struggling with some of those emotions that somebody was already suggesting, like rose quartz is a really great stone to be working with. I kind of get to like place it near the top of your head. That can be really supportive. So yeah. Also, my membership programs that I have, guys, are super inexpensive. So for $11.11, you get support in my private Facebook group. So it's $11.11 monthly. You can cancel at any time. You get access to like 4 digital programs every month. The guided meditation based on your energy specifically, and then the private Facebook group where you can just create more dialogue in group settings. And I'll also be doing some lives in that space as well. So that's something I would highly recommend suggesting if you're on a budget and you'd like to start working on things and get independent support as well. Okay, so that's something I'm kind of creating for the community. And as I continue to do more programs, I'm adding more digital things there. So that's kind of like the little hub underneath my website that you could go to. And I also just put up a new blog last night, woohoo, discussing the Akashic Records. So if you're like, what the heck are the Akashic Records, you might want to read that blog. I also have a few other blogs related to some of the services that I offer as well, if you're a curious bird like myself. All right, guys, love you so much. And again, I'll put my website in and the event for the full moon on Monday. Have a beautiful weekend, guys, and I'll see you over on my Facebook business page as well. Bye for now.